few weeks ago, I was on hospital duty, something I do every Tuesday from 5 o'clock in the evening until 8 o'clock on Wednesday morning. And late at night, I was called to anoint a woman. When I went into the hospital room, there was a man in the bed next to her who happened to be a truck driver, who had been suffering from an abdominal disorder. Whatever the specifics of his illness, all I know is that it caused him a great deal of pain, and he was groaning out loud. Eventually, a nurse came. First, she washed his face with a cool towel, and then through some kind of syringe, she administered a painkiller to him. After some minutes, the medication took effect and he relaxed considerably. Then, just as the nurse turned to leave the room, he said to her in a clear, firm voice, "I really appreciate you doing this for me." And the nurse simply replied, "No need for thanks. I'm only doing my job." But then he answered, "Ma'am, it's nobody's job to take care of me. So when you do this for me, I'm really grateful." It's nobody's job to take care of us. And so we should be grateful when someone does. There's a lot of wisdom in that simple statement. Gratitude, both in terms of our recognition of our need for it and our expression of it, is ultimately the basis of all virtue. Granted, this is a rather strong and unconventional statement, but it's a true one. That gratitude really is the basis for all other virtues. So gratitude must be the basis of all holiness. Now think about the holiest person you know. I find the holiest person I know is the most grateful person I've ever met. Now this is true too for people who love. The most loving person you know is also the most grateful person you know, because even love finds its basis in gratitude. Anything we might call love, if it's not rooted in gratitude, will, at the end of the day, be manipulative and self-serving. If our love and service of others does not begin in gratitude, we will end up carrying people's crosses and sending them the bill. Real love roots itself in gratitude, and gratitude roots itself in the recognition expressed so well by this truck driver in the hospital that I quoted, that nothing is owed to us. It's nobody's job to take care of me, but I'm grateful for your doing it. Gratitude is more than just a feeling. Like the other virtues, it's an attitude. It's a stance one takes in life. And an attitude of gratitude anchors us in hope that whatever sufferings the circumstances of life inflict upon us, all is meaningful in God's regard for us. All has led to the present moment of our lives, and life itself is good. That's why I love Mary's Magnificat. It's her song of gratitude for God. It's a song of gratitude that she sings constantly, kind of like the birds in the morning, recognizing the greatness of God in that present moment, rejoicing in the mercy of God even in the darkness. Mary's Magnificat is really her invitation to us to remember this reality and to be grateful for God's blessing in the midst of our ordinary and our burdened lives. I have said before, it is not what we do, but who we are that is precious in God's sight. What had Mary done to be chosen as the mother of Jesus? What have I achieved during my lifetime is not the appropriate question for the later years of life. What am I at this moment? Who am I at this moment? That's the question. It is the quality of love with which we live our lives now that's important. So the real task of life then is to recognize that everything, life, love, other people's kindness to us, is gift. And that we need to keep saying thanks over and over again for all the things in life that we so much take for granted, recognizing always that it is nobody's job to take care of us. When it comes to our Mary, our mother, a perpetual help, we are incorrect to think that it's not her job to help us. This is where my principle changes. The very title of the icon we honor states unconditionally that she wants to help us. She yearns, she desires, she promises to help us. If Jesus, her son, tells us in the Gospels that without him we can do nothing, then Jesus, who gave us his mother as his final gift before he died, wants that reality, that truth to sink in, because that's Mary's message as well. Without her help, we're helpless. St. Alphonsus Liguori, the founder of the Redemptorists, tells us that Mary's help is absolutely necessary for our salvation. Knowing her help is always there should make us even more grateful. Remember, like Mary, let your soul rejoice. Let your soul sing the Magnificat and say, each day, my soul rejoices in God, my Savior.